Three, two, talk. Welcome back to Fortem Talk. We are on episode 9, and today we are talking about the 2026 CrossFit Open. It is back. It's here.
Fun fact, our second episode ever, I was just looking back, our second episode ever was about the Open, so that was about a year ago.
Okay.
So we need to get
Back.
more episodes this year. Only on 9 in 1 year. That is our goal, though, for Fortem Talk, is to pump out a lot of episodes this year.
It's
Bring
happening.
A bunch of resources.
Stay tuned.
It feels good to be back.
Yeah, definitely. It never feels like enough time between one Open and the next, but here we are. It's starting.
Yeah. It's always the joke of I'm not ready, right? Always, I'm not ready for the Open.
Yeah. Well, there's no such thing as being ready.
Right. You'll never ever be ready. That's CrossFit. Right? There's always a workout that comes out that's like, oh man, I struggled in that, or a movement that you always want to be better at. But that's not the point of it, and that's kind of what we'll dive into today. It's just something that there's just magic, and you have to experience it to know what we're talking about. And I think anyone whoever's listening, if you've done the Open. I've never met someone who, after completing the Open, was bummed that they did the Open.
That is pretty true.
Yeah, it's like, that was awesome. Maybe frightening at first, just because you've never done it before. But there's nothing to be scared of, and we'll kind of dive into that.
Yeah. Okay, so for anyone super new to CrossFit, the Open is the first stage of the CrossFit Games season, but it's really kind of distinct from the other phases of it in that the Open is for everyone. Absolutely anyone can sign up. All of the other parts of the game season are for the fittest people on earth, right? The fittest people on earth also participate in the Open, but it's a little bit unique in that every skill level, every experience level, every fitness level, age, anything, this is for them, right? The way it's structured is there's one workout per week for 3 consecutive weeks. Okay, so this year it's from February 26th through March 16th. So that's what we're looking at. There's a window of time during each week where you can complete the workouts. At CrossFit Fortem, we go for Friday Night Lights, which is the big event for each of the 3 weeks, where we have heats and everyone judging and cheering for each other, and it just makes for the best community vibes and event environment, everything. Yeah, it's pretty special. The way the workouts are structured or announced is it's essentially a surprise, right? Like, we have no idea what the workouts are. They'll be announced the Thursday of that week, and then we do whatever is asked of us, right?
Yeah, right. Whatever comes out of the hopper.
Yeah. There's all sorts of different divisions and levels. There's, the general population prescribed, and then there's scaled and foundations, I believe. And then there's also age groups. A lot of times the age groups don't change until, you get a pretty up there in numbers, but yeah, and it's really built for everyone.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the coolest thing about the Open, is that when you think about it being part of the CrossFit Games season, right, being the first stage, and then they're trying to find the fittest on earth, the cool thing about the Open is the workouts are like normal workouts that we do every week.
Like, for sure.
We have done Open workouts in class open style workouts just mean that they're normal workouts. They're
It's
not
just
any
CrossFit. Yeah.
special. Yeah, it's CrossFit. And that is the coolest part I think about the Open, is that no matter who you are, no matter when you started, if you started yesterday, if you started today, you've been doing it for 12 years, there's a version for you. You got, like Nick said, you have the RX, you have Scaled, and then you have something called Foundations. And I think that's what CrossFit's all about, that no matter what your fitness level is, and even in this global competition that we have with the Open, that there is a version for everybody, and that we will at our gym help you figure out what one's the best for you. And all you got to do is just listen to us and give it all you got, give a good effort, just like you do in a normal class. And that's
Yeah.
nothing changes.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. I think that covers enough about the kind of details and the what it is. But let's go into like the why. Like, why should everyone participate in this? I've been kind of considering what the answer I would give, and I think it's one of the big ones I like to push people towards is the Open's going to challenge you to movements and level of difficulty in a movement that a lot of people just stay away from way too much. And the Open is going to push you to do something maybe that you've never done before, or that you have maybe tried one time, but you're like, that's too hard. I don't do that in my workouts. So like something specific is like a toes to bar. If you go to the gym every day and every time a toes to bar is in a workout, you're like, I'm a knee raise person. Like, that's who I am. Like, that is not the approach you should take with CrossFit at all. Like, you should be striving to level up and increase what you are capable of across the board. And that applies to, yes, the strength that you have, like the weights that you can do. That one is usually pretty obvious to people. I've done 95 pounds on this movement before. I'm going to try and go a little heavier.
Oh yeah,
But
I want to
when it
get
comes
stronger.
to, yeah, when it comes to the difficulty of a movement, people get people like identify with their version and they're like, that's it, that's me. And the Open is a great opportunity to push you outside that comfort zone and to try something that you maybe have never tried before. And if you find out that, man, I'm just not there yet, I still can't do toes to bar, like that gives a lot of fuel for your training to be like, okay, I got to work at this. So maybe I need additional help from a coach. Maybe I need to ask for ways that I can increase my core and hip flexor strength in order to be able to do a toes to bar. It gives you something to strive for. And then the Open becomes, when you treat your training like that, you treat like what kind of feedback you get from doing an Open workout. The Open becomes an anchoring point for you to see progress year over year in. So I think that's one of the biggest benefits to someone committing to it is it's going to show you what you need to work on, expose you to things that might be weaknesses, and give you something to improve at.
Yeah, and I think that's just something at Fortem that we want everyone who comes to Fortem, we want to ingrain in your brain, into your mind, that we always want you to continue to try to progress at something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yes, you can always do knee raises. Yes, you can always do single unders, but the idea of always chasing a skill, trying to get better at a skill, that just makes you a better rounded human being. Right? Working at your weaknesses. I'm not good at this, or I'm weak in this movement, or I can't even do this movement. Figuring out and getting help for progressions, for little skills that we can continue to keep doing, just keeps you sharp, and just continues to make you just a well-rounded person who can do a lot of things. That's the idea of CrossFit. We want you to be able to do the most things that you can possibly do for the longest possible time. Longevity. Being able to jump, being able to have good lat strength, to do a toe to bar. And why do I have to do a toe to bar? Well, there's a lot of things that are beneficial if you can do a toe to bar. You're stronger, you're flexible, have
More
strong lats,
coordinated.
all more coordinated, and that's what you're building every time, and that's what sets CrossFit apart from any other training regimen out there. Is yes, you can just show up and get a good workout, but the skills part, always working on skills and trying to better yourself at skills, super, super important. So yeah, I agree. In the open, something will come up that you probably won't be able to do, that will light a fire to continue in the next year to try to work at it.
Yeah.
Something for me, I think what the open does is it helps you see what you're a part of, not just at Fortem. Like, we have a culture at Fortem, an amazing culture, amazing community. If you come in class, people are awesome, and you'll have an awesome time in class, and you will get along, and they'll push you. But also, what you're a part of, this CrossFit ecosystem globally, right? All CrossFitters around the world are going to be doing the open. Now, if they sign up or not, that's a question. But pretty much, if you're doing CrossFit, you are doing the open. And I think it's just this milestone, this yearly checkup of not necessarily to just test where you're at, but to come alongside everyone who's doing it in the gym around the world and just belong to something that is just so unique in this world that not like, think about your friends, your family, everyone you are in the top % of the world in working out if you do CrossFit. Like, you can do amazing things, even if you just started yesterday, right? Working out hard for from 2 to 20 minutes straight. That is not something that a lot of people can do, and you can do that. And that is because we train a certain way that promotes longevity, strength, endurance, all this kind of things. And I think doing the open, you'll realize when you get past the kind of the intimidation factor of it, if you've never done it before, that you'll realize, man, this is magical. This is awesome. When you're in this environment, you're working out hard, you're doing it next to other people. That's what it's all about. That's what we love about CrossFit, and that's what we love about working out and what we do at Fortem. But it's such a bigger scale. Right? It's around the world. Every CrossFitter around the world is doing the exact same workout. You get to join in on that, and I just think it's amazing.
Yeah, it is cool, and it's pretty unique. There's not a lot of ways that you can participate in something this kind of big and global. And it's a pretty amazing thing to be able to do that at your home CrossFit gym, but to feel that the size of the community, it's a great opportunity to do that. And I think
I have a question.
Right.
What would you say to someone who it's kind of like two things? I don't want to pay the $20 and I don't want to be on the leaderboard.
So I don't want to be on the leaderboard. I think we got to ask why. Like, what if you're saying like I'm embarrassed of my score, or like I fixate too much on how I perform or something. I think you should spin that into a positive and be like, this is something where I can care about how I perform, and I'm going to put forward my best effort, and I should put it out there. Like it's part of the experience is kind of jumping all the way into the deep end and saying like, I'm in this, right? And I think paying the $20 is you commit to things that you pay for. Like, if you put your money out there, you're going to complete all 3 weeks. Like, people that don't pay and they're just like, I'm just going to do the workouts, but like save my $20, right? A lot of times those people don't complete all 3 weeks, and it's just a sense of a lack of ownership of, I'm in this thing. So do it. Just support the community by paying the $20, signing up, and put yourself on the leaderboard. Like, put yourself out there. I guarantee that no one cares about what your actual score is more than you. Like
Yeah.
the only
Right.
person that's gonna fixate on that is yourself.
Yeah.
So
And you don't have to fixate on that. I know it is hard. It's called leaderboarding for a reason, right? I do it. The moment my score goes in, I'm looking at, oh no, I'm dropping down the leaderboard. It's like, but you have to, like you said, turn it into a positive of, man, this is so cool. I can see like all these people in the world. I'm doing this. Like I can do hard things. I'm on this leaderboard with all these people in the world that do CrossFit, and it's just a sense of belonging. And like you said, you don't like running a 5K on a Saturday morning and then signing up for a 5K, paying for it is a completely different thing.
completely different. Yeah.
We train all year, right? This is just an expression of all the fitness that you've built this past year.
Hmm.
And it's this little data point that, okay. And like the three workouts that come out, you might not see something that, right, you're scared of. It might not come out because it's only three workouts. Right, so it's not this crazy comprehensive test of all fitness, right? You're not going to see running, or you could see shuttle runs, I guess. But there's just this, it's just this thing that I think we're kind of scared to commit to something. And I think when you pay for it, you're going to take ownership of it. And
Yeah.
don't worry about the leaderboard. Don't worry about your scores. All you need to worry about is just showing up, having a good time, judge another person, get to know another person. You're going to see people that you probably never seen before because you always come in the morning or you always come at night. And you'll get to meet people. You'll get to talk to people. You'll get to see everyone doing something hard. And then when it's your turn, you replicate that effort. And we do it all together. That's the cool thing about the Open.
Yeah, definitely. And if you feel some pressure from signing up, like that's a good thing. Like
Yeah,
we don't often feel pressure in our workouts, and for a lot of people, like they hit a certain point in their life and they stop competing altogether. And you know, you don't need to be dying for points every day, but it is good to compete at something and to try your absolute best. Like that is not something that we always tap into at the gym. Maybe some days you're like really feeling it and I'm like I'm going for this workout. I'm doing the absolute best I can, but that's probably few and far between. And this is going to be a for sure you're going to try your best at this thing because the community, the environment, the circumstances all support you doing that. So take that pressure and just enjoy it a little bit. It's not a bad thing.
that's a really good point. I think, we kind of talk about this all the time is you get into a place when you do an open workout that you are going to push yourself a little bit more. And we've talked about this on other podcasts too, is like, once you do that, then you're able to, right? You kind of unlocked a level of being able to push yourself, right? Or be able to do something that you haven't done before, or lift a weight you haven't done before, or get your first pull up, or get your first toe to bar. And that just fuels you. That, like, don't underestimate the power of that, because if you can push harder, if you can kind of go to another level in your everyday workouts because you did it in the open, that will really help. Okay, when you come to the gym every day for the next year, that you can think, hey, I did that, or I got one of those before, and I want to keep working on that. And I think just unlocking those little levels in your brain and in your mind, super important.
Yeah. You run into problems when you're in a scenario like me though, because I feel like my mental capacity to push exceeds my fitness. So listen, I'm telling you as someone who very often dreads the open because I know all these things are true that like there's no not going all out in an open workout. And not as fit as I used to be. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing to continue to push your limits and to stay uncomfortable in those kind of ways.
For sure. And I think that's another conversation too of we kind of talk about always the person who's never done one, or who, is doing it for the first time, but we don't talk about the people who've been doing it for 8, 9, 10 years, and kind of how that weighs on you, right? Where you see, oh, I'm not as fit as I once was, and that could be true. That 100% could be the reality, but you also have to take a step back and look at where you are at in life. Like, are
Mm-hmm.
you training as much as you used to be? Right? Are you putting in 5-hour days? Like for us, like we used to do that, to our detriment. I believe we've become wiser in our training. But yeah,
To
you might
our
take
mental detriment for sure.
right, and you might take a little hit on what you're able to do, and and we're all getting older. We're all kind of, you know, in the reality of it, slowing down a little bit as you get
Sure.
older. So I think, yes, you can really battle that mentally and be like, another open. I'm not going to do as good as I did last year. I know that. I haven't been eating well. I haven't been training well. But don't let that stop you, because I think signing up for something and going through it, it's going to light a little fire for this next year. I think that's something that I always see after the Open is everyone's so fired up after the Open because they do it. Like I said, no one who has ever done it regrets it.
Mm-hmm.
They get done with it and they're like, oh man, that was so awesome. That was so cool. And that fuels you. Yeah, at least for a couple months, which we want. And we kind of have to have these little things throughout the year to continue to just kind of uplift us, because we know training is hard. Showing up to the gym is hard. Being consistent is a hard thing. So I think this little 3 weeks in February to March, I think it's an amazing tool for you to just be like, okay, I'm signing up. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up. I'm going to give it my best effort. And you'll see after that what it will do for you.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. It's for sure a fitness checkup and like a bit of a gut check in the fitness aspect of it. But as far as mental strength and motivation, like it's as beneficial for people who are new and need to have some kind of direction of like, what should I work on or how should I try and progress, as it is for people that have been doing it a really long time. And you need this kind of refresh of like motivation, and use it to like reframe goals for yourself. Like it's really hard when you've been doing something for a really long time to set fresh goals and to set goals that are relevant and that matter. If you feel like you've accomplished the best that you'll ever accomplish something, well, how do you keep progressing? How do you keep moving forward? Or what are the right things to try and maintain? Like a thing like the Open can help you think about those more thoroughly and keep moving in the right direction.
I think the Open can make you realize, man, I don't eat very good and I need to clean up my nutrition because I want to feel better and I want to perform better. I think it's something as simple as that, right? Or like you said, I don't have a pull-up, I want to get a pull-up. Or I want to get better at, like, man, my snatch technique is terrible. Like it came out, I did not do well there. I want to clean that up. Just little things that have so much benefit for you in what we do. It all ties to the CrossFit methodology and eating well, training hard, scaling well, all those types of things. It just fits so well into what we do. So you got to do it.
Yeah, got to do it. Okay, so Friday nights we're going from we usually start around 4ish, go
Or
until the heats are ending. It kind of depends on what the workout is, the length of it, and things like that. But stay tuned for that. We have lots of things in place to help it run smoothly with signing up for heats and whatnot. But as much as you possibly can, prioritize being there on the Friday nights. Show up early, stay late, judge people, cheer everyone on, and get the most out of these 3 weeks, because it can really benefit your next year of CrossFit.
yeah, I think Friday night. I know Friday night lights are probably hard because we're asking you to change your schedule if you don't work out at night. But you got at least try to be at one, because if you're at one, you're going to want to be at all of them. And I think something this year that I want to challenge everyone to do is when you do the workout, maybe try to stick around and then help judge someone, help count someone, help cheer someone on. I think that's really helpful for us, but also helpful for you and getting to know someone and helping them help cheer them on. And you never know what someone's going through. You never know what they're battling in their mind, in their heart. And I think just being there for someone, counting their reps, cheering them on, give them a high five after, that right there is part of the magic of the Open that we're talking about. That it's just this community event. Right? We love our community. We love every single one of you that come in, and we want to help you. We want to help you progress. We want to help you live healthy lifestyles. And this is an expression of that. We're all going to be there, all the coaches. But I think for you as members, show up for each other, push each other, be there for each other. And I think that's what it's all about. That's the part of CrossFit that we love, is that we get to do it together.
Yeah, definitely. I would say
Also,
let's make it
Friday
specific.
mornings. Say again.
I was going to say, let's make it specific and try for
Yeah.
like the bare minimum of show up for your heat, judge one heat, and then cheer for one heat. So one,
Yeah.
one, and one.
I love that. I love it. I think that's a good. We've never done that before, so love to challenge you all to doing that. Also, if you cannot make it to Friday Night Lights, Friday mornings we do the open workouts. Right?
Yeah.
So class workouts, 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and 11 a.m. You will be doing whatever the workout is. That will be the workout of the day for class. So if you have to
Yeah.
hit it there, still try to come at night, show up, help judge, help cheer, all that kind of stuff. I cannot stress enough, just do it. Like I know we'll probably feel like we're being pushy, but it is for a good reason. I would never push you to do something that I think is detrimental for you. I think this is something that would really benefit every single person, no matter what your fitness level is, to just feel this sense of belonging to our community, the CrossFit community, and just push you to continue to get better, which is what we want.
Awesome.
Stronger, healthier, all that stuff.
Love it. That pretty much wraps it up. So get signed up, games.crossfit.com. We also have something at the gym that you can scan the QR code and go straight to it. So if you forget until you're at the gym, pull your phone out and do that. And stay tuned for all the announcements involved with the open t-shirt, heat signups, all the reminders about the dates and times and everything. So stay tuned.
Best time of year.
Let's go.